Alright, welcome back. I think this is day 16, I think. So we took a trade earlier off of this. Go over to this. Remove this real quick. And this. So this was actually updated not too long ago. So if we go over to this was the before. And obviously this is the after so far. TP1 was hit, okay? So I just want you to understand that, I mean, this is obviously a strategy I'll incorporate now, but is essentially by looking at POIs and then looking for Wyckoff confirmations as well as matching with other things inside of refined zones and stuff like that. That is pretty much the strategy. Of course, there could be a few extra things to it, but so far that's how we're going to do it. And we're just going to run with TP1, 2, and 3. TP1 was hit, okay? So what we did is moved this obviously to break even. So essentially, we had our stop loss down here. As you saw over here, stop loss was down here, and we moved up as soon as it hit TP1. So TP1 hit, and he gave us obviously entry was here. TP was hit, 76%, 78 actually, which gives us a profit if you put £100 in on the leverage that I use. That gives me a 50% return on investment. I'm not sure, a little bit higher, but doesn't matter. I'm just going to say 50%. So £100, that would have made us £50, right, on that first TP hit, which is really good. We wouldn't really try and go any higher because we wouldn't really need to, if that makes sense. We wouldn't want to start pushing up here. Sure, that can give us a really nice return on investment. That's great, but we're trying to be realistic and hit TPs as well as securing profits, as well as reducing the risk, reducing risk as well. Meanwhile, as we trade, and this is also a good strategy because it allows me to take a trade at any point in the day for the most part, as long as there's one set. Or again, you can go down to time frames anyway, it's 15 minute, to kind of know where the things are and shit like that. And even this technically, this got hit right there. Well, it barely did, but you can have orders resting just above it. So technically, yeah, it did. But at the same time, it didn't. But I'd count that as it did. But it could come deeper into this level to make it even more orders before taking it higher or whatever. But anyway, so we had this into a nice zone that we were looking at, which was basically here. We also had this zone down here, which got tapped into, which was brilliant. We had the liquidations here, so I could clearly see there was accumulation forming. And after this STMB and this sign of strength right here, I was anticipating price to come down from, obviously, because it broke this level here. So I was guessing, maybe it's going to come up. I'll come back down, hit my level, it did. And then just before that, it wicked off and came up, all the way up, hit my first TP. That gave me a 50%. So I would have secured £50 on this trade. And this is within like 45 minutes, if that. And then I would move my stop loss to break even, no matter what. It could retest the level again, but again, we're not first. You know, our stop loss is now at break even, so if it comes down, stop us out, and then it rallies higher, it doesn't matter. You know, we've still made £50 on this trade so far. So for me, would I care that much? No, not really. Because that's a win. This is a win. These are just more higher take profits, which can also get hit, but they can also not, right? But yeah, this is a win, which looks like it's going to come to stop us out. Again, doesn't matter. Remember, we moved it to break even, so even though we get stopped out, we don't lose money. So basically, the best way to put it is there's 100%. With 100% secured, £50 on this trade. There's no losing on this now. If it wants to go up and hit this TP, then brilliant, make more money. Or if it wants to come down, awesome, still made money. Okay, that's how you got to look at it, and that's how you have to manage your trades whilst they're moving, because what can happen sometimes is it can come up here. Say you have TP up here, you can come up here, right? Like literally, you could literally just come up, not even touch it, just go right underneath it, and then you start to come back down, and then you've lost, and then you're in fact in a loss, right? Because your stop loss was originally down here, and you're stopped up. I'm not saying that would happen, but what I'm saying is shit like that happens, okay? So you have to manage trades, you also have to manage entries and stuff like that. But yeah, this overall good trade. Would have been nice, 50 quid profit, awesome. I wouldn't even look at this trade anymore. I won't give a shit. I'd be moving on to something else, maybe Pepe. You know, is there anything else in here? Yes, there is. On a 1 minute, maybe move down to about 15. Might get something different. Yes, we do. Right here. Oh shit. The targets we got stopped out here as well. Yeah, took that. That was more liquidity grabs and same here. But now the more you look at it, you've got your BC, AR, ST, okay, UT. Hold on. Let me remove drawings just so you can understand it a little bit better. Okay, you have your BC, right, before Christ, and buying climax. Then you have your, technically from all the way down, it'd be here, before it rises up higher, so you'd have your AR, my bad. Then you'd have your secondary test up here, cool. So you could also trade Pepe like this on a short. Then you'd have the UT, okay, and then what you have from here is technically you have a sign of weakness phase B. Shit. What's going on? You have over here, and there's a reason, this level here, anything in this level, basically sign of weakness. Can we put it inside of it? And then just, okay, whatever. Sign of weakness here, okay. And we've also got it tapped into this, broke this level, sign of weakness. So now you're anticipating price to come back up into potentially an area up here, or again you can also go down. Remember, we're not literally trying to force shit, and we're not worried about all of that. So again, we could also take a trade off of this, or this, which is basically just an order block. Either that or that, as it could come back, as obviously it could literally just come back up for the test before taking price lower. And if that happens, essentially what I'm basically saying is you're looking to enter a short position off of this level, and usually you'd have it above, but no way, no fucking way is that happening. You have it just above this, like that, and you'll be targeting this level down here, your 0.5% profit. So you'd have this as your first, if I couldn't even find the right thing, this one, you'd have this level as your first TP, and then potentially even lower down here, this zone here, because it's basically just been unmitigated. So I'd probably have this, just because there's a high chance that there would be some sort of reaction off of this demand zone. So it would be smart to also take profit here. Yeah. Will I get further into this? I don't know. I might not. But what I'm going to do, okay, is I'm going to essentially go down to a lower time frame, and we can see that this area had technically got mitigated. So realistically, we're looking for a short off of this. Okay, this is unmitigated. So we're looking to short this, and this is where we'd short. This is where I'd open a short, and we'll be targeting this level. Gives us just under 50% profit on the first TP. Okay, and then down here would be take a TP, and then potentially even lower. Down here. But yeah, that's going to be our areas of value we're going to be looking to get in at, and yeah, that's pretty much it. It's not rocket science, I don't think. Shouldn't be. But yeah, like I said, it's going to be very interesting. So what I'm going to do real quick, if I can just, let me just, weakness, and then yeah, we want retesting to this zone to take price even lower. So what we're going to do real quick is I'm going to copy the link. This is basically just me managing trades. So this trade's still running technically, but we don't give a shit about that. We've already secured 50 quid on that trade. So we're focused on the next. We want to make more money. So what we're going to do, we're going to look at this. So we go over to here, come over to here. What is it? Tokens, Pepe, time frame. I think it was 1 minute. 1 minute? Yeah, 1 minute. Paste the link in, and then when it finally either hits your stop loss or your full TPs, then you can. Obviously, at this point, I think it managed to run into stop loss. So at that point, we just added our result and comment. So yeah, you can also put date. So that's optional for me. I might add it another day, but for now I don't really need to. Yeah, that just keeps everything nicely managed so that we can track trades, see what's winning, what's losing. We already know that XRP is basically a win anyway. We can basically just put TP1 hit. But obviously that could be updated. It could be TP2 hit or TP3 hit, full TP, right? It all just depends on what happens, or it just comes down and then I would have it as TP1 hit. Makes sense. But so far, 2 wins with what we're doing. Pepe, again, we're looking to enter on this. If it doesn't get filled, then that's also fine. But it will eventually get filled, so either way, you know, there's like a very low chance that your order won't get filled. It's just a matter of when. Makes sense? But yeah, so that's pretty much the strategy I use. I don't think it's too difficult for people to comprehend. Obviously, the only reason we're looking or interested in this area, and I don't know if you know, or I don't know if I've told you, the only reason I'm interested in this is because of this, right? This caused this, right? So this, especially in a distribution, could literally just cause this, right? It could cause that, or alternatively, that, like a lot of shit can happen, right? We don't know exactly what's going to happen. We can't really go, oh, this is going to happen. We don't fucking know, like I said. But we're just basically trying to guess, anticipate, using as many things as we can possible. So areas like this, obviously if you zoomed out, would be of value. As you can see, this area, right, on market, this to this. Now technically got traded through, right? Which could invalidate the supply zone, right? Which could basically mean that this happens instead of the whole thing coming down. What it could actually mean is that price could, okay, we've hit our entry, but it could come down. It might not, or it might just stop us out. Could come down. Then it could go up, and then target this area up here before making lower plays, right? Or alternatively, it could just start running now, right? Makes sense. So there's a lot of things, there's a lot of possibilities when it comes to trading. Obviously, nobody knows. We're just basically trying to use areas of value mixed with other confluences to kind of base a decision and then take the trade off of an area that we typically will take, which gives us a higher probability of winning, right? Which means we make money. Makes sense? And it's pretty much that simple. So this, oh shit, this short has been entered. We have been tapped into it. We are halfway to stop loss, but again, it doesn't matter. If we get stopped out, we get stopped out with like a very tiny percentage, 10% loss, right? Because we're 50x this, so 10%, yeah, which is not too bad. But again, like I said, if it ever does hit our first TP, break even will be moved, or stop loss will be moved to break even, so that we've 100% secured profit. And in this case, I think we've already seen this, but technically, I mean, it says on here 0.66 anyways. Actually, no, that's not right. The profit would be 47, okay, which again isn't too bad. Like that's still got decent profits. Okay, that's pretty much well, it's not huge, but it's something, right? So you're still securing money off of this trade, regardless of which direction it goes. Okay, so this one is going to run again. Hasn't stopped us out, and this hasn't stopped us out either. So that's pretty much the end of the video. And yeah, that's basically the strategy I use. And like some people overcomplicate trading. You know, you can trade however the fuck you want, as long as you have something that I feel like you're comfortable with doing, and you've back tested it and you know it works, and that there's a higher chance of it working. Otherwise, you know, what is the actual point? Makes sense. But yeah, that's going to be the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. Day 16 or 17 maybe, I don't know exactly when it was or what day we're on anymore, but yeah, that's going to be the end of the video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, most likely. So yeah.